Wake up, Juju. Time to go to work.
All right, can we talk about
Wake up, I get it, what? Yeah, hey. Wake up, I get it, I go with everyone saying I'm up next. It's not my fault that the vocals are gold, that making the haters so upset. My life is a movie, the way that I roll. They saying I'm goofy, but baby, you know I'm making everybody upset. Cause we the best, how we get wrecked, and I know we gonna get bread, we gonna get bread. We gonna get bread, we gonna get bread. We gonna get bread, we gonna get bread. We gonna get bread, we gonna get bread.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Straw Hat Goofy, aka Juju Green. You're a movie guy. I'm sitting here with my boy, my friend, my confidant, Khleo Thomas. How's it going, my man?
Amazing, brother.
Shoot, it's so good to finally get you out of here,
Always
bro.
good to see you,
I'm
brother.
just saying.
Always good to see you, brother.
Look, I gotta let the people know one time, man. Like, since the minute we started like rocking with each other, bro, you have been nothing but a good friend to me. You have been nothing but like a smooth ass cat. Like, we sat in front of a car and talked for like an hour, just about like. You don't even remember this, do you?
Where was we at?
This was like at a Disney event.
Okay.
We're at Walt Disney Studios,
Burbank.
Yes,
I do recall.
right?
Yes.
And we were just talking about like, I was just kind of like starting to get my first like major brand deals and everything like that, starting to like see what the life was like. And it was starting to get to me, and you gave me all these kind words, man. And you were just telling me how like difficult it was gonna get once I started rising to the top. And sure enough, the more I started to rise, the more difficult it started to get. But your words, along with like, my best friends, my family, like they always echo in my head, and they always get me through every single day, man. So like, I appreciate that, man.
Damn.
Always checking in, man.
For you to start it off like that, bro. Damn.
I had to let you know, man, in case I don't let you
Damn.
know enough. Because it'd be hard out here. It
Yeah.
really be hard out here, especially with like, the state of the world, things that is going on with like Palestine and
What the fuck?
somebody trying.
Sorry.
No, you a busy man. You a busy man.
Put that over there.
You
Yeah,
got it.
no, the world is definitely a crazy place, man.
Mhm.
And, the first. I saw the change of the landscape of entertainment coming very quickly, right?
Right.
Even way back in the day. I knew that once YouTube took off, then it would then change the aspect of what a person could do when waiting around for the moment, the spotlight,
Right.
the pedestal.
Mhm.
With social media, that changed everything way back then. So then here we go with TikTok in this era, and you did something so amazing to me. When I would talk about it before I even met you, I was like, he's carving out a lane to be like the modern day Roger and Ebert.
Yeah, like Cisco and Ebert.
Yes, it's going from that era.
Yeah.
Like you're that, and that's what I thought then, way
Yeah.
before for where we are now.
Yeah.
And I seen it, and I was like, this is gonna be the next wave of creatives to be able to really talk about film in this space, and not only talk about it, but actually get the chance to be there, be involved with the actors, be a part of the activations to help films roll out. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I saw it coming, man, and I'm glad that I got a chance to talk to you at the very beginning of that
Thanks,
that
man.
run, man.
That-
You've done an amazing job.
Thanks, man. That honestly means a lot, bro. Like it's one thing to kind of, be new to this game, like new to the industry, and kind of like making your own path in it, because not only do you not know how your role is defined, like I still don't even know what to call myself most of the time. That's why I just make up the title the movie guy, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I never really saw myself as a critic. Right, critic comes with a bunch of like expectations and connotations and things like that. There's like snobbiness to it. There's pretentious to it. There's people think you're an expert on everything, when like really I'm just a guy
Yeah.
that just loves movies, and I love to talk about it, and I love to get into it, and I love to meet the people who've been a part of it, right?
Right.
But public perception is just kind of like, oh, if you're gonna call yourself the movie guy, then you got to be like this, or you got to know this, or you got to watch this, and it's like, well, what the fuck am I? Like, what do I gotta be?
They want you
know
to
what
be
I'm
a
saying?
living, breathing, walking IMDb.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally. Like,
Exactly.
You need to be able to say who the set designer was on that
Man.
1945 film,
No.
who's also related to the second cousin of the actress. That's what they expect from
That's
you,
what
brother.
they
If you put
expect.
the movie guy title, that's what they expect from you. But
You know what I'm
the
saying?
internet does what it does best, man.
It does what it does, but man, I just gotta say one more time, you really helped me. Like you are one of the main pillars that helped me kind of like push through it all, bro. Because again, yes, I'm a movie guy, but I like to put emphasis on the guy. Like I'm just a guy, right? And like I feel like getting to know you, you're just a guy, right? Like I grew up watching you on Holes, Roll Bounce. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've seen you, and then getting to meet you and know you, it's like, dude, you just like me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You like video games. You love to watch movies. You love to kick it with your friends. You love to ball. Like, it's like you're a person, bro.
Yeah,
like, it's
brother.
like, you know what I'm saying? So getting the chance to like get to know you and getting a chance to like actually like, you know, be a friend to you, like it's been like a true pleasure, bro. It's been a true pleasure. Like real talk.
I appreciate it, brother. I really do, man.
All right, so let's get into the podcast.
Let's get
man.
to it.
Like, so I'm trying out this like new kind of like format where we talk a little bit about some of like the movie news that came out, get a little current.
Okay.
Right, and I made this TikTok a couple days ago, maybe it was like yesterday, because throughout the week we got like a bunch of Spider-Man news, but it wasn't like for one thing.
Yeah.
It was like we got Spider-Man Noir coming out with Nicolas Cage, right?
Live action, yeah.
The Silk series got canceled. You know what I'm saying?
That.
At Amazon. Spider-Man appeared in the X-Men '97 finale.
Yes, he did.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like, you know, and then that led way for them to talk about that new Spider-Man animated series, Spider-Man. It used to be called Freshman Year.
Okay.
But now it's called Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Okay, and what's that one going to be? Is that like
that's
not the Spider-Man we saw next time. This is something different. Okay.
Something completely different. And that was the thing, because like, you know, once people saw him in '97, they were like, oh, this leads to a '97 of Spider-Man coming out.
We would want that.
That's what I want. That's what I need.
I would like that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
But and mind you, I saw that. I'm like going online. I'm Googling. I'm like, yo, is this happening? Is this happening?
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah, they already have another Spider-Man series coming out. You know what I'm saying?
And where's that going to?
That one's going to. It's got to be Disney Plus. It's got to be Disney Plus. Like I assume. Like I know Sony owns it, but I know Disney owns the television rights to Spider-Man. Hence, like we had like Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, and so on and so forth.
True.
But which of these Spider-Man news do you think is like the biggest?
For me personally, the Spider-Man Noir with Nicolas Cage.
Man,
we had a conversation about it on the Four Controllers show. Four Controllers with a K, by the way. It's all the siblings, and we do the gaming, we do the anime, we do everything.
Yeah.
And our discussion about it was, what does that look like, right?
Okay.
Like, is it visually, when we see Spider-Man Noir in the Spider-Verse films, he's
it's
always
a specific
in black and white.
style. Yeah,
He's always in black and white. So if the live action, is it going to be, the entire series going to be like Sin City? Or is it maybe only when he gets in the costume that then everything changes?
Yeah.
We started throwing out all these different theories. So that's the thing I'm excited for the most.
Well, here's my thing. It's like, is this, I know when it comes to the Spider-Verse, whether it's live action, whether it's the animated series, it's all connected. Like we saw that in Across and Into the Spider-Verse, where we saw all these different type of Spider people that we grew up with appearing in that thing. We even saw Donald Glover as Prowler from the MCU in there as well.
They gave us the live action.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all connected. So is this, even though we know this is live action, is this the Spider-Man Noir that we saw in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Beyond the Spider-Verse, just in live action? Or is this just another Spider-Man Noir just in a live action universe?
I didn't think about it in that sense.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't think about it in that.
Because they got Nicolas Cage back.
Yeah, they got Nicolas back because he voices it. Does he use his gun at all in the Spider-Verse film?
I think he has a gun in the Spider-Verse one. I'm not too
We've never
sure.
seen him use it,
I don't think
I
we've
don't
never seen him use it because, you know, animated movies like, you know,
Nah, he better.
I want that. Like they had Spider Cowboy. They had the Spider Cowboy.
They did, and didn't Uncle Aaron get popped in the first one?
They all get popped.
So let the gun off, man.
You know what? Let the gun off.
Let him have it.
So he has to use the gun. I really like what you said about like the aesthetic though.
Yeah.
Like especially in live action. Like I would love to see a Spider-Man Sin City type of, and also what's the rating gonna be, right? Because he's fighting Nazis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he said that straight up. Like I like to fight Nazis and eat egg cream. So it's like you can't go into the noir thing and make it kind of soft, especially when you got Nicolas Cage in that joint.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that they like not only stick to the aesthetic, but like what's the rating in that gonna be? Are we gonna get our first R-rated? Well, I mean, Venom was rated R, I guess.
Venom was fun rated R.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was
rated R.
fun rated R. But I want like I like to fuck up Nazis rated R. You know what I'm saying? Like I want him capping niggas. You know what I'm saying? I want him like coming in like
those two sentences back to
I'm
back.
just
That and then
I'm just saying that's
God,
Spider-Man Noir. It shouldn't work, but it works.
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying?
with you. I'm
So
with you.
that's all I need. So like I really hope that they do right by this. Like the fact that they got Nicolas Cage back, I'm also curious about because he an old guy. All respect to Nick. Like he an old dude. You know what I'm saying? Like
go ahead.
Is he gonna be able to spider that thing? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna
Trench
be climbing
coat
a
him
wall?
up when he's just in standing position. Trench coat him up like he is.
Looking dope.
Fedora.
Yeah,
got it. But we all know.
Yeah, but
get the OG.
okay, let me bring this up because we could bring in like a stunt person, the best stunt person in the world, make him look good. The fight scenes would be dope. Okay, cool. Plus he'll be in costume. We won't even know. We won't even know, right? But you know they're gonna have to do what I don't even know what the movie term is for this, but like the lead in into the stunt. So like Nick is gonna have to throw a couple punches.
And he can.
You know what I'm saying?
I think Nick can. Yeah,
he can.
he did his action stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
Ghost Rider,
That's
Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, obviously.
You're naming things
Con Air?
pre-2000 though.
I get that. But I think it's the actor in you. Your pride gonna get into it as a man. He's gonna get on the set and the stuntman's gonna be talking to him. He's like,
Okay.
so throw the and over exaggerate. Oh, okay. And then
All,
he's right to it.
All I'm saying is I don't want to act like I'm looking at Robert De Niro and The Irishman when he was like kicking that dude in the street.
Yeah.
And those kicks didn't look all that.
Yeah, man. Okay, now I think those are two big age gaps, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Nick ain't there yet.
Oh, how old is Nick?
Nick's not at that,
How old
at
is
that
Nick?
age.
Can we get a fact check? Can we get a fact check on Nick's age, please? Because he's got to be like past 60.
I'm calling 63.
I'm gonna say 65. 60.
He's just 60?
So he just okay.
And Robert De Niro?
Robert De Niro's like 75. Gotta be
That
75.
is an OG.
He's an OG. 80.
Gee, no wonder the kicks look wild. Come on, bro. Come on. Nah. He got 20 years. He's good. Nick can do this.
Okay, I
Nick can pull this
got
off.
faith. I got faith. Because
Come
those
on,
kicks,
Nick's doing
those
the
kicks-
Pilates. He's good.
Those kicks was looking nasty, man. Those kicks was looking nasty. It's crazy seeing like your favorite actors that you like watch for a long time get older. Like I saw Samuel Jackson for the first time ever. Like, was it when Secret Invasion came out, and I was on the red carpet of that, and I was seeing like. I was seeing Sam walk by. He got the old uncle walk.
Yeah, he's up there.
Like
brother.
his butt is out, and he just like he got he making the noises. You know?
I remember when I have a picture up on my Instagram somewhere. The first time I met Samuel L. Jackson, and it was at some golf thing here in LA. And this was way before the fame, everything like that. Took a picture of me, great. But then years later, I got a chance to audition for. I think the film was Black Snake Moan.
Oh yeah.
It was him.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake.
I want to say it was like he had the girl tied up with the chain, right?
Yeah.
I want to say Christina Ricci. It was Christina Ricci. For
I
sure.
think so.
Yeah.
So I auditioned for it, then a callback, and then the third of that was getting a chance to chemistry read with Samuel. And I didn't know he was gonna be in the room.
Right.
So I walk in and I know I didn't give my best performance because I'm like, this is Samuel motherfucking Jackson.
You got to put the motherfucker. in there.
That's Samuel L. motherfucking Jackson to me, even at that age. So
Right.
Yeah, man. Never got a chance to meet him again after that. But
I mean, even like seeing him in like that state, you still got to look at him and say that's Samuel motherfucking Jackson
for sure.
Like he still got like that swagger. Like he still know he's that dude
For sure.
And so like again, like seeing him, like I'm glad I got to see him like in my lifetime because I feel like he's just one of those actors in a generation that you just need to experience in person just to like catch that vibe.
For sure.
He just carries with him this kind of like, I don't even want to say like distinguished aura. Like I'll save that for someone like I don't know, like a old Brad Pitt when he's like up there or some shit. But like he just got that swagger. He don't give a fuck. He's what I imagine Anthony Edwards gonna be when he gets old.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying?
Comparison.
You know what I'm saying?
Great comparison.
Don't give a fuck. Just like say what he want, do what he want, and like, but kindest human being, man. Shook my hand and everything. I was like, motherfucker, Samuel
That's
Jackson
an OG,
right there.
bro. That's an OG. Embracing those
man.
that he sees coming to this business because he's seen a lot, man.
Yeah, no.
He's seen a lot,
Yeah.
gone through a lot for damn sure. For him to have the career that he has, be tied up in the Marvel thing as they're beginning this thing, and then be along for that ride and be the face of like I'm pulling the Avengers together. Like, bro, that was a whole different kind of deal that he had to get.
Yeah, well, you know, like the character in the Ultimate Comics, that Nick Fury was based off of him.
Yep.
You know what I'm
And then he
saying?
made
So
the
like,
phone call,
gotta
like-
make that like that better be me. If
This
y'all casting
should be
this.
me,
Yeah,
right?
you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get David Hasselhoff again. People forget that David Hasselhoff was also Nick Fury in a movie called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I believe it was called Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but David Hasselhoff was the original Nick Fury before that. Don't get him back. So they make the right choice.
Shout out to Dave Hasselhoff.
Shout out to David Hasselhoff. I love David Hasselhoff. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm just saying, like
But we got
our
did
Nick.
get
We
Samuel
got our
Jackson.
Nick.
We got our Nick.
You know what I'm saying? All right. I also another piece of news because this movie comes out this weekend. No, is it this week? I think it comes out this weekend. Furiosa, Mad Max Saga.
Yeah.
Did you watch that yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I just watched it last night.
Okay.
And going into it, a lot of people were saying not kind things about it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, I was in New Zealand recently. I was there with like a bunch of like Australian creators. They had the Australian premiere maybe like a couple days ago, maybe a week ago, and not one of them had anything nice to say. Not one of them. I walked out of that thing, bro. I like that movie a lot.
Dope.
I was digging that movie a lot. Like that motherfucker George Miller, he know how to make a picture. Like especially when it comes to like Mad Max, like he was in his bag with that movie.
It's his style.
It's his style.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not all the Mad Maxes leading up to Fury Road was like the best. Like, obviously the original is great. I know people love Thunderdome. It's not really my thing. But Fury Road is like modern classic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember that movie blew me away. And to make a continuation of that one specifically, not just another Mad Max movie, you know, you got to be like, you don't want to fuck up a good thing now. You know what I'm saying? But he's George Miller, so you got to give him that respect.
Yeah.
That dude still knows how to shoot a shot. I would just say that. Like, there was moments I was watching that, I was just kind of melting in my seat, just looking at the wasteland. Nice. There's this one particular moment, no spoilers of course, but there's one particular moment where Chris Hemsworth is like riding his bike. He's got like 4 niggas around him, and what happens is it's like somebody like snipes one of his guys. He's like, oh shit. So he stops, but the camera is still like from the back, so you see them like stop.
Yeah.
He stops and he runs towards the camera, right? So he's running towards the camera, dives dead into the camera, and now he's like looking at his binoculars like straight at you.
Okay.
Right? So he can see who's like sniping and everything. It was like one of those like shots that felt very if there was like a plane, like a crop duster chasing him, it would have looked like a North by Northwest shot.
Okay. Oh.
Real.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it was the scope, the scale. He shot it in IMAX. It was like glorious. It's so simple, but like that's just one of the many shots in there that I feel like he did really well in that movie. And it's long as shit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it covers over like 16 years of Furiosa's life from when she was a child to like into Fury Road. So the pacing is kind of like bloated. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things I feel like they could have cut out. I feel like the movie could have been like, honestly, 2 hours at most, hour and a half would have been perfect. Just like get us in, get us out. This is what happened to Furiosa. This is the world. But I feel like he's so in love with the wasteland and its characters and like how they operate that he just really wanted to show it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the only other drawback to the movie is some movies, I feel, with this one specifically, are better experience in the theater. When you get it at home, it's not going to be the same. So like, I fear if people watch this at home, they're going to be like, oh, it's not really that great. It's too long. It's like, you know, it looks cool, but like, they're not getting that experience how it's meant to be experienced, you know?
I think there's coming out of like what we saw, the slump of films in theater, right? Then we had the Barbenheimer moment, which made everyone feel like, oh, okay, we can get back into this, right? To the point where I believe studios were like, okay, what's the biggest you want to do?
Yeah.
Like, let's just blow a
let's
bag.
just go. Let's go
for it. You know what I mean? Like,
let's blow
so to hear you breaking it down like that, I'm sure that's what was the conversations in the studios.
Yeah.
And having a meeting like, yo, this Mad Max thing, like, let's not give it its just due. What does he want to do? Do it.
Let's let him do it.
Do it. Go over the top with it.
He could have said Babe Pig in the City 3 or Happy Feet 3. But he said, give me my Mad Max back.
Yeah, man.
Let's blow a bag. Like, I'm going to start saying that whenever I see a budget or something. I'm going to say, let's blow a bag.
Let's blow a bag. Come on. We'll get Chris Hemsworth. We're getting Anya-Taylor-Joy fresh out of everything she's accomplished in the last 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
I remember when I heard the announcement for the cast, I was like, okay, so Thor's going to be now there. And then I saw the photo for the first time from the behind the scenes images before the trailer, and I was like, was those prosthetics on his face?
Yeah.
Like,
the nose was the thing that got me.
Yeah.
It was the nose that got me.
That's okay. All right.
He's great in it, by the way.
I'm sure he's a great actor.
He's a great actor. People sleep on his acting for real. Like, this is my favorite Chris Hemsworth role.
Whoa.
This is my favorite Chris Hemsworth role. Let me say it again. It's my favorite Chris Hemsworth role. Fuck your Thor. I love Thor. Don't get me wrong. But I gotta make a point. Fuck your Thor. Him as Dementus, charismatic, but also really ain't shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to be charismatic, but also be like, this motherfucker's a bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's demented, hence the name Dementus. Like, but he's just so, like, oozing, like evil. He even got down to the mustache. Like, he never twirls it. Yeah. But it's like he feels like he's twirling it, right? It's just
okay.
I love, man, he's good in that movie.
You sold me. I do want to go see this movie.
Yeah, and I feel like they should do a spinoff of that spinoff of Dementus.
Just him.
Because they like give you little nuggets to his like backstory and stuff like that. They never like fully get into it. But how could I compare this? It was like Negan in The Walking Dead.
Okay.
It's like Negan in The Walking Dead. Evil as shit, fucked up, but he drops those little nuggets that make you go, oh, you weren't always like this.
There's some layers there.
Yeah, some layers there. You know what I'm saying? They don't go all the way in, but like I would like a movie or at least like a mini series. That was just like the life and times of like Dementus, start of the apocalypse till now. What does that look like?
Hurry up and greenlight it before they got to swap it. I'm like, well, let his brother do it since he's the younger one.
Let his brother do it.
Yeah, let his brother do it.
That's what I'm saying, man. So yeah, like so Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. I feel like that movie, like I feel like it's one of those movies that people should experience in the theaters. Don't watch that shit at home.
Yeah.
And I know people are saying I'm glazing or I'm paid to say it or like whatever. I was prepared to hate this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like people were like really just kind of like, And I saw the trailer, and I was just kind of like, I'm on record. Looks a little too shiny for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want to see sand. I want to see guts. I want to see, like, grit. You know, it's the wasteland.
Yeah.
I got that. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little shiny in parts. Like, really shiny in parts. Don't get me wrong. But it was cool. What's going on? I'm Juju Green, a.k.a. Straw Hat Goofy. You're a movie guy, and I'm here with Chris Hemsworth and Anya-Taylor Joy, stars of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. How are we doing, you two?
Very well, thanks so much.
I really appreciate you guys giving my love to my One Piece stuff.
It's very cool.
I always love preaching the gospel of One Piece and getting people into the story. It's kind of my thing.
Spreading the word.
Spreading the word. But also, I'm a movie guy. Big, huge movie fan. Huge fan of the Mad Max series. George Miller is, like, incredible. And I just want to, like, talk to you guys. Just like, there's certain directors that you hear their names, you get like that tingle, right? Like that kind of, like, you know, Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, George Miller. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk to me about kind of like hearing that name and, you know, kind of wanting to be a part of this franchise and the excitement that you felt once you found out.
Oh goodness, just the excitement of being a part of something that takes such big swings, that is so unique, that is art first, that manages to be a blend of really wildly entertaining action, but also at its core a character piece. It just thrilling.
It's insane how, like, it's very hard, you know, as well as insane that a movie franchise that's been around for what, 40 plus years? 45 years, right? And then, like, the last one was about 30 something years ago between Mad Max Fury Road and this one. So that tells you a lot about Fury Road, that there's a prequel coming out for that, like a continuation of that story, right? And now you two are a part of that. Like, Chris, I know you've been a huge fan, you know, being a native of Australia, like, of George Miller and that franchise. Can you talk to me a little bit about that, like seeing that for the first time and finally being
just an incredible amount of nostalgia. You know, I grew up watching these films. My dad used to race motorbikes, rode a lot with a lot of those stunt riders, and George, in fact, has a photo of my dad and a few other riders from back when he was about 19 years old when they made the first film. So to be on the set, to shoot in Broken Hill, where the first couple of films were shot, and some of the landscape and stretches of road that both Anya and I were like, this is from this part of the film, and it was just a joy, and really was a dream come true, and kind of, I don't know where I go from here after this film.
Higher and higher, baby.
Back to George Miller's office.
Right.
What else you got, mate?
George,
Come on.
vacation's over.
I need a job.
Well, I found out some information, speaking of, like, bike riders and things of that sort. Anya, I just found out that you didn't have your driver's license before this, and this is like a huge driver kind of story. Like, you rode bikes, but you didn't drive cars. Is that true?
Yeah, well, listen, I grew up between Argentina and London, and we just didn't really need to have a car. You get everywhere on foot or on the tube. And then I'd been working nonstop, so I didn't have my driver's license. The first thing that I learned how to do in a car was a Juicy Lift 1AC for this movie.
Wow. See, I don't know jack about cars, so I hear that, and it sounds like...
It's fun. It's fun, and it's cool. And I feel like the beauty of it is that I obviously want to get my normal driver's license now, but it's given me such an appreciation for stunt driving. My dad was a powerboat racer, and we've always been kind of like motorheads, and now I want to get my stunt driver's license as well.
Oh, nice. So, you know what? I'm glad that we're getting into, like, the stunt conversation now, because Mad Max is known for, like, practical effects, stunts, incredible, right? And, you know, I had just seen the movie The Fall Guy. I've seen that movie 3 times now.
Oh,
and
really?
I find
I haven't had a chance yet. Really want to go.
It's fantastic. I call it the new Tropic Thunder, how it's kind of like a love letter to cinema, but not just that, to stunt people. Yeah, definitely check that out. Especially, like, you know, I feel like this is like the 1-2 punch year for stunt, like, people, especially since we're talking about, like, Oscars and, like, the stunt category and things of that sort. Can you talk to me just about, like, this movie, or at least this franchise's legacy when it comes to the world of stunts, and what that would mean for a stunt category to appear at the Oscars?
Oh, look, we were discussing before the difference of stunts 40 years ago versus now, and how there's, you know, technology has made things safer, yet people like George Miller, you know, the masterminds still need there to be practical effects, because you know, audiences are too smart. So the combination now is such a beautiful thing. But we have endless respect and support for the world of stunts and the stunt performers, and the films would be nothing without their contribution. It's, you know, watching the artistry that goes into this, and the sort of the detail and the preparation and the commitment and the risk is sort of second to none in any space.
And also the fact that even if you are doing your own stunts, that's been pre-vizzed, planned,
Yes.
tested constantly, then you're taught it. Like there's nothing, we don't just show up and go,
I'll do
Let's
mine.
do
I
it.
can do it. I know what's going on.
No, yeah,
But
there's
that's
weeks
just
and
not
weeks of
what it is.
preparation, right.
And what's really beautiful actually about this film is that Guy Norris, who was a stuntman on the original Mad Max, is actually the second unit director on our film. So
Wow.
that that really long sequence, the stowaway
Yes,
sequence,
yes.
all directed with George, obviously, but by Guy Norris.
George was like, hey, you got this, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's incredible. Are there any stunts like in this movie that you guys have done that when it was all said and done, after all that planning, that you said, did it, nice, proud of myself?
Stowaway. I mean, that took 78 days to film.
Oh my gosh.
That was 78 days.
You know, I read about that before I saw the movie, that like there was a scene that took multiple like days to film.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that process a little bit? Like 78 days is a lot. That's whole sets of
It's
movies.
an entire movie.
That's an entire
Exactly.
movie.
78 days was a very long time to do it. I felt very lucky to go to work every day with 200 stuntmen and just like get it done. But I think the thing that I loved the most about it was because it all takes place on the rig, I had like specific goals.
Right.
So it's like, okay, this is my last month underneath the truck. I'm finally graduating to the side of the wheel.
That's a good way to
So
think
the
about
first
it.
time that I got into the cabin with Tom Burke, he handed me a sandwich and just said, well done, mate. And I was like, I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down for the next week.
Look, and in the movie influencer world, just like the YouTuber world, we get like little plaques for every like milestone of followers that we get. It's really cool. I love that your plaque is a sandwich. After
yeah.
doing all this.
Yeah, I'm like, is that it, Tom?
Because he'd
Is
been
that a
up
little
there,
bit of
he'd been
trophy,
up
or-
there driving, and he'd be like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm literally hanging in there.
You love your
I'm still
sandwiches
here."
throughout the whole-
Oh my
the whole
gosh.
stuff.
So, like, the one thing I love about George Miller, because I really want to get this out because we have 1 minute left, and I would be kicking myself if I didn't talk about this. George Miller is such a diverse director. He's done things like Dave Pig in the City, the Mad Max franchise, and also Happy Feet.
Yeah.
So I've been like really wishing for like a Happy Feet 3 because I'm a huge fan of that franchise. And you two have done extensive voice acting work so far.
Are we going to meet again on screen as penguins?
Oh, that could
Is
be
that going to
cool.
be our
That could be
future?
cool.
I'd be down.
I would
Yeah.
love to see you as penguins.
I'd love to be a
I'd love that.
penguin.
I will start this campaign right
Voice
now.
acting space is fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like because you kind of you get to watch it and go, oh, it didn't work. Let's do it again. I'll try another. I'll try another one. As opposed to kind of, trying to assemble the entire crew together to do reshoots. It's incredibly costly and time consuming. But I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
also really fun when you're doing something as intense and violent as this. And
Yeah,
then George
exactly.
comes up to you and goes, I remember on Happy Feet. And I was like,
I remember
tell me,
Babe. Oh,
tell me, what do you remember from Happy Feet that's going to help us in this moment?
Someone gets their throat slit like, I remember where Memphis was singing this song.
Yeah, exactly.
I would love to hear you both sing, especially you, Chris. I don't think I've ever heard you sing before. So
No,
I
it's
think you
probably
have a
best.
nice voice. No, I don't believe
it's-
it.
if Andrew could learn for Tick Tick Boom, I think you could do it for Happy Feet 3. Well, thank you so much for your time, Anya and Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Pleasure.
much.
Absolutely wonderful.
Cheers, mate.
This is really fun. Speaking of sand, we got 2 movies to talk about today. One of which, when I say sand, you probably,
Great segue, by the way.
yeah, it's a great segue.
That was, man,
I'm good at the segues, bro.
you changed lanes very smoothly with that one.
I can't.
That was
really-
autopiloted like a mug.
You know what I'm saying? It's smooth. But that's why I love Fast and Furious so much.
Yeah.
So, sand.
Yes.
I asked people to ask questions about you.
Okay.
And obviously, we got some Holes questions.
For sure.
In here. And I just got to say, man, I already told you like how I watched you in Holes, but I just got to say, bro, I don't think many people notice this, but Disney's live action movies don't really be like hidden like they're like animation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they got more flops than they got hits. Then when they do got hits, they tend to run them into the ground like Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? John Carter, they really tried with that one.
Oh, I forgot.
You see what I'm saying? What was the other one? Lone Ranger, they tried with that one.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Marcy's Mom was like an animated, like hype, was like a motion capture like type of thing. But then they got their sports movies, which, if it's not Remember the Titans or Glory Road, to me, it's like, what are they? You know what I'm saying? But Holes was hitting in this very specific thing where it was a live action Disney film that took the world by storm. You know what I'm saying? It became a classic like immediately. And so I kind of like look at people wrong when they say cult classic. I'm like, nah, bitch, like it's always been hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, what you talking about?
I respect
you.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
Shia LaBeouf was like, that was like Shia LaBeouf's like movie stardom role.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you're in that movie, and you're a co-lead of that movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like, I have so much appreciation for that movie, and like the fact that it still stands the test of time to this very day. Like, still got the quotables. Like, the song, digging out the house, sing that shit, like humming when I'm just going through life. And don't even get me start, bro. The validation I felt when people on TikTok finally started saying the quote I've been saying my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Oh man.
I've been saying that since I was a child.
Yeah.
Me and my brothers, that was like our main shit. Like, oh, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too damn bad.
Bruh.
You keep digging.
The fact that it took off on TikTok the way it did, and everything you said about the film, I do agree with.
Right.
I think that because it's still a required reading book in certain curriculums, and then the students get a chance to watch the movie directly after in school.
Yeah.
That's what's kept it alive this entire time.
Yeah.
There's no big push. There's no, hey, we're celebrating this thing. There's never been merch. Nothing.
Barely.
No,
There's
no,
nothing?
barely. There's never.
Nothing?
Never has there been merch.
Lounge Fly didn't make it back.
There has never been merch.
I'm kind of mad about that.
Never.
I'm kind of mad about that.
So, me and Louis Sacker, the writer of the book, me and his artist, Sherry, big shout out to Sherry Sacker. She actually works at Disney World. Amazing. She does, I think she's in Animal Kingdom.
Oh, bet.
We got a chance to link up I want to say about 6 months ago. She was in town. And I asked her, I was like, yo, your pops didn't, like, what, was this in the branding? I mean, was this in the deal that he signed? Or maybe the publishers, they didn't allow it? She was like, I don't know. So whatever it is behind the scenes on that side is behind the scenes. But I'm older now, and now I understand the business better, right? When you're a kid, you're just in the mix of it.
Right.
But now that I'm older, I can understand the difference between a film that's actually being distributed by a studio and a film that actually is owned by a studio.
Okay.
It's not owned
It's
by
not
that studio.
owned, but okay.
So that's that one line in the sand is why it will make
That's why
never see
Disney
the light of
hasn't
day.
merchandised it then, right?
Bingo.
It's up to Lewis on that one.
I would think.
Yeah.
Louis,
What's
up? We celebrated the
What's up?
20-year anniversary, man, out here last year, and it was really cool to see everyone come back. We had John Voight there.
I
We
saw
had
that.
Miguel Castro. We had Byron Cotton there. We had John Voight. Shia showed up. The director, Andrew Davis. The writer, Louis Sacker. The producers, the costume designer, the stuntman. Everyone showed up.
Man.
So I'm very grateful to have that role on my resume because, and people ask that question like, yo, does it bother you? And I'm like,
How about that?
do you know how many people get a chance to do a film that's never remembered?
Yeah.
Plenty.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've now got this chance to have the nickname and I'll be known as that character for the rest of my life. I'm the Black Harry Potter, brother. I'm not going nowhere. I got the cheat code, bro. I got the cheat code.
I remember a while ago you was just kind of like, when people think Zero, they think of me, and it wasn't even like also like conceited shit. I'm like, that's facts.
It's part of
That's
the culture,
facts.
brother.
Unless they're that goth kid who loves Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, then it's Zero from
Then it's Zero from
Jack
Nightmare Before
Skellington,
Christmas.
right?
Yeah.
Then you get the Zero from the Mega Man X franchise.
Yes.
I grew up playing Mega Man X, so booking that role forever. Oh, it was that had to happen.
I would have got him tatted, bro. After that,
man,
at your age, I would have got him tatted.
Look, bro,
We're
I
one
showed
and
up to
the same.
DreamCon with a full Zero from Mega Man X cosplay, like 3D printed armor. So I'm
that's
that
hard.
deep into it. But
That's hard.
I agree with you, all the way through, man. I'm very grateful to have that role on my resume, and it's gonna live forever. Like I'm tied into history at this point.
That's dope.
And I
man.
love that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, so the question. Ooh, we got more questions since I asked it. But one of the questions I got to get to. Actually, this isn't a question, but the person of Young Muddy really wanted me to say this.
Okay.
Not a question, but he was my number one childhood crush. Zero forever. I'm sure you get that a lot.
Yeah, I do, man. But it's cool to be able to have that kind of effect in life. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what you sound like? You sound like Idris Elba in The Office, where he did.
I do have. I'm aware of the kind of effect I have on women. Idris was such a random pop up.
So random.
It was a good character for him.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, I would expect that. Like the fact that he had like this weird ass like beef with Jim.
Oh man.
That weird ass beef with Jim was so funny.
He couldn't stand.
He was like, "Are you working?" He was like, "Yeah, working hard. How hard are you working? Not more than I should. Why would anyone work harder than they should?"
And he's like, "I don't know what to do."
Jim, that was like the only person Jim just didn't have. He had no answers for.
That charisma went right out the window.
Right out the window.
No
with
one
this
cared,
man.
bro.
And with that Idris Elba stare,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
that dude,
iconic for sure.
All right, so somebody asks, what is a story from the set of Holes that you could tell?
Oh man, at this point I feel like I've told them all.
Yeah.
You know, I've talked about the food fight on one of the last days of set. I've talked about, you know, my verse per diem check buying the PlayStation 1 with the flip up screen.
Okay.
The audition process, I think I can share, you know, some details about it on this, because first it was the audition, then it was the callback with the director, and then it was the chemistry test day. And on the chemistry test day, they had armpit, zigzag, X-ray. They had the names on the wall and then the actors who were coming in.
Okay.
And some of them had 4, some of them had 3. Zero's name was at the end, and I recognized every single name on that list.
Hold on. I think I remember you telling this story.
Yeah.
I think I remember. No, this was for another thing. Keep going. Keep going.
So I look up on the list. I see Taj Mahari. I see Romeo. I'm like, oh. I see Orlando. I'm like, oh my god.
Gosh.
And this is Disney. I'm like, this
Disney
is
royalty.
Their,
That's their
done.
people. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
They had me there, bro. I want to say about 6 hours, and everyone else got to do a couple of different scenes, and I only got to do one. And the only scene I got to do was the one where Caveman is teaching Zero how to read, and then Zero goes into his backstory about, you know, how he ended up there. So we did the scene 2 times, me and Shia, and then the director pulled the script and was like, "Can you guys just improv? Let's just see what happens."
Yeah.
So me and Shia just went at it. We just kind of built this scene of emotion between each other, and the scene lasted, I want to say, about maybe 3 minutes of us just talking back and forth.
Yeah.
And the director called cut, and about a month and a half later, I'm at my friend's house playing Final Fantasy VIII, and the rest is history from there. So yeah, the proof is, it's like, man, you know, the lesson of that story is that you just never really know, bro. Because I had already removed it by that time. I had trained my mind to just be like, you know, on the next one,
right,
on the next one.
Right,
Because we are crazy. Actors are crazy.
Yeah, no, yeah,
we're crazy because
I mean, you have so many personalities in your head that you can just bring out at a moment's notice. I assume there's a little bit of DID in there or something like that. You
but
know
also the rejection thing, right? Like how many people can take rejection 365 days a year and then do it again and again and again in hopes to get the thing.
Yeah,
bro, we're crazy because I feel like the average mental mindset about it, you get that one rejection, you clam up, and then you completely change directions.
That would have been me,
and you would never touch it again.
You
know, because that hurt, bro. We're crazy.
Okay, it's like me. Here's the thing, man. It's like dating. You know what I'm saying? I had to, when I got into the dating world, I had to get like that thick skin, and I had to go into it like steeling myself, saying like, all right, like I'm not a shy person. You know me. I'll talk to anybody, anytime, anywhere.
You are a social butterfly.
You know what I'm saying?
Stick you
like,
anywhere, you're making friends.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Making a girlfriend is different. It's like way different, right? So walking up to a girl, I'll be all like, okay, like I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna try and like not charm, but just like, you know, be myself, this and this and that. And I go into it with the mindset of like, again, not on to the next one, because it's women we're talking about here. It's never you never want to treat them like objects, but just kind of like either I assume they already got somebody and I'm just checking, or like they can just say no for one reason or another, and I don't take it personally. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I know I got friends can't take rejection, like at all. Right? They like, as soon as that person tells them no, they're just kind of like, oh fuck that. You know what I'm saying? These are my Compton boys. Oh, fuck that bitch. Actors, that's like your job. Like that's like you go here, you really want this thing, because I imagine like when you get like word of a role, you really want that role. You already imagining yourself in it. You're already like putting yourself like, okay, what am I gonna look like? Like, how will I pull this off? How can I make it mine? And then you hear no, and all of it goes out the window.
Yep. Yep.
I can see you reliving it right now.
Oh, several months. several months. I got several.
What's that one role that you went in, you're just like, I need this, I want this, and then it just out the window?
The one that hit the hardest for me was one of the ones on Teen Titans, the live action series that they had. One of those, bro, because I had got the call, the role was booked, but then there was some behind the scenes stuff. Travel passport didn't in time, and then it was stripped.
What role was it?
Who you think?
Hold on. Not Garth. Was it Garth? It was Garth. It was not Garth. No. No.
Hey.
Bro,
hey,
no.
Hey.
No, he gonna hit the.
chest still gets tight about it. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
Oh,
you know,
my gosh,
very
yeah.
grateful for for the experience in life. And you got to think that was just a couple years ago.
It was, yeah.
Up to that point, I've been doing this since I was 5, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I have been on this journey of the actor since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
But by 16, 17, I started seeing the world of entertainment in a completely different space. And I realized, like, I want to do more than just the acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the social media stuff comes up, and then we have devices now that allow me to call action whenever I want.
Yeah.
So why would I not call action whenever I want? Just create.
Yeah.
So,
See,
yeah,
I
man.
love that. I love that. Making your own way. You know what I'm
course.
saying? Like, and we talked about this at the top of the episode, right? Like, when I came into this, like, I was, like, kind of dependent on, because, you know, I got into hosting, fell in love with it, right? Like, I love doing the hosting. I love talking to people about, like, film and, like, what they love and their passions and stuff like that. So falling in love with that, I got into the space of, like, okay, I'm waiting for, like, the Oscars to call me back to host the red carpet of the Oscars. Still haven't been back. I'm waiting to host this red carpet for this Marvel premiere. Still haven't, like, done that again. I'm like, when are these? I still host, you know what I'm saying? I still get the jobs, but I'm like, I want something that's mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want something that I can, like, have people come to me for. Like, you know, we can, like, kind of build this thing together, which is why I started this podcast, right? And I feel like, you know, that's just kind of the nature of, like, people like me and you. It's so many creators that's on YouTube, TikTok, like, podcast, like, whatever. I admire people who don't sit around and be like, even though I'm a play the game and, like, I want to be a part of the big shit, right? I want to make something big of my own. And that shit's like, I rocks with people like that, bro.
Yeah, brother.
I rocks with people like that. So
You
heavy.
have to. You have to, man. The opportunity is there. Every time I talk to kids, like, you know, I get a chance to zoom into a lot of classrooms because the kids read the book and watch the film afterwards. And the teachers will ask, like, you know, do you have any advice for any, you know, up and coming actor or director in the class? And I tell them that you guys have it way easier than I did.
Yeah.
You guys have a device in your home right now that can record video and audio and edit it and put it out there
That's wild.
for someone to see the thing you want to do. I didn't have that.
You have to go in person a lot of the time, I bet, huh?
All the time. There was
You
none
couldn't
of
even
this.
send nothing in.
No.
Damn.
That's what it was like. So that's why I look at the world the way I do and what we do, because I'm just like, I'm grateful to be a part of this generation of entertainment and technology.
Yeah.
I take full advantage.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like this before.
Yeah.
I was waiting for this phone to ring for the next op. So
So
yeah,
there it
man.
is. I think that goes directly into this next question. That's from The Doctor. I love that. That's a Doctor Who reference. Congratulations to you. I love that. For Khleo, what's your favorite Transformer? Because I know you love yourself some Transformers. I know you love some Transformers.
Yeah, man. I can give you like maybe the top 3. So the first one for sure is the Grimlock one. That is the auto transforming one from Hasbro and
Grimlock.
Roboson.
Yeah.
They just released a Megatron one. It's dope. It's a tank and turns into Megatron. Fire. And then my third one, it's the one I don't have and I'm looking for. It's a Canon camera that transforms. Yeah,
Wait, what?
it's a camera.
Is it a functional camera?
I don't think it's not a
Okay,
functional
I'm
camera,
about to say, like,
but it looks like a camera. And it transforms into a bot.
that's kind of fucking
It's
rad.
dope.
That's kind of rad.
It's dope to
I'm
have.
trying to like imagine it kind of like in my office, just kind of sitting there. People go like, "Oh, is that what camera do you use?" I'm like, "Oh, it's not a camera."
That's an Autobot. I gotta send it
That's
to you,
an
bro.
Autobot
When
right
I
there.
get it, I'm gonna make sure to
I
send it
need
your
to
way.
see that. That one thing you was like demoing, that thing they sent you. It was that Optimus Prime. That
I have the Optimus one. I've got the Grimlock one. The Megatron one is on the way. So yeah, no, the collection is wild, bro. The collection is
I'm
wild.
gonna come over, bro. I need to see this.
Oh no, wait till. I got some stuff. I
Okay.
got some stuff on the way, bro.
I ain't got no more room in my spot, man. I need a bigger place. All right, let's see. Did it more childhood crush stuff? Come on, guys. How do you think a Planet of the Apes and King Kong crossover would go?
King Kong's King Kong, so
Yeah.
everyone bows to
They got to.
King Kong.
They got to,
It's
right?
not even close.
That Caesar can't even step up to that.
No.
Nah.
So it's literally King Kong running his people.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, because like I immediately like got a movie in my head right now, right? The thing I love about Caesar is this motherfucker's strategic.
That's how.
Super strategic, right? He was able to galvanize all types of primates and everything. I'm thinking Godzilla comes knocking,
Okay.
right? Trying to like create balance in the fucking world and shit like that. Caesar, he's like, I can't fuck with like Godzilla like that. Like he's fucking Godzilla, he'll step on us. However, he communicates with King Kong to the point where King Kong gives him his respect and says, "What are we gonna do?" right? It's like the Captain America to the Avengers. Obviously, there's people there that it's like Captain America telling Hulk to smash.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
So I love the idea of Caesar creating some type of plan to like weaken Godzilla in some way, and then him going like, all right, Kong, it's all you now.
So what you're saying is you want Caesar and his apes to cut Godzilla's Achilles since they're that low, and then let King Kong come.
That's
with
exactly
the
what I'm saying.
Boom.
That's
Superman
exactly what I'm
punch.
saying.
I like it.
See,
I'm in.
That's
blow
the
it back.
right there.
Blow it back. We want another.
Let's blow it back.
Blow it back. Do it again.
Let's blow it back.
Blow another bag for them.
Godzilla X Kong X Caesar,
I like it.
and then like the subtitle, Caesar always wins.
What a wonderful day.
What a wonderful. That's it right there. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful day.
Shout out to that actor, bro. I didn't know that he was the actor who plays him, which was it? Is it Proxima Caesar?
Proxima Caesar, yeah.
So he's in
Kevin Durant.
He's in Walking Tall, man. And he's gigantic. He's a huge man.
Yeah.
So we're doing Walking Tall. We got Rock on set. We have his cousin Tanawa, who was his stunt double. The Rock, everything that Rock had done up to that point, Tanawa was a stunt double. And then he walks on set. And I'm like, he's just as fucking big. These dudes are huge, bro. So it's beautiful to see his career and everything he's been able to accomplish, but it's so dope to see him in this role because he's been at it a long time. He's been at it a while.
He was in X-Men Origins Wolverine as the Blob.
He was. I just rewatched that. Yeah. So
he's been around. That was 2009, bro.
He's been
around. And he was also in another movie this year. He's in Abigail.
I don't watch Abigail yet.
Watch Abigail.
Is that the scary one?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's about the little girl who's like a vampire.
Yep.
He's the funniest one in the movie. He's like, he steals every scene that he's in. He's funny. He's like the muscle, but he's also like kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Not like a teddy bear sense, but he's like sensitive. But he's like,
dope.
I'll still choke you the fuck out. So like I'm like, the fact that he had this and he's Proxima Caesar, I'm like, bro, I want your career to fucking blow up. But here's the other thing. It's like that motion capture, at least the Apes franchise, that's some shit, right? Because I can't remember the guy who plays Noah. Also did an amazing job.
Okay.
Something Teagues. It's something Teagues. I want to say Chris Teagues or something like that.
Okay.
I hope he blows up off of his role as Noah, because he's great in it. Same thing with Toby Kebbell as Koba in the last two, or specifically Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. One of the best villains in recent memory in my eyes. Koba is like amazing.
Agreed.
All due to Toby Kebbell. He might have fucked that up because of Fantastic Four playing Doctor Doom, but he was great in it, right?
Yeah.
Andy Serkis should have gotten an Oscar nomination for playing Caesar.
Damn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Damn right.
They're turning out these great performances in these motion capture roles in the Apes franchise, and I really want to shout from the rooftops like, that motherfucker is Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like, he's been in 2 movies this year.
Yeah.
He's been at it for a long time.
Yeah.
Let's pop him the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Let's make him just as big as Glenn Powell and Timothy Chalamet and Sydney Sweeney right now.
Bruh,
let's do it.
It's the game though. It's all the game. And once they put the jetpack on you, that's when it happens. It's literally about a few looks of this article here, this thing, and then the studio and the network's looking like, is this our guy?
Yep.
Okay. And jetpack goes on. And no knock to the ones that get it, because you could get that moment, you can get that pedestal, that spotlight, you can get that jetpack put on you, and you could burn immediately.
Yes.
Because you're not ready for the responsibility of it.
Yeah, and there's a lot of factors that go into it, I feel like. Like, sometimes, like you said, maybe it's not your time yet, you weren't ready for it. Maybe it was like the movie around it wasn't great. Like, I think Taylor Kitsch is still a great actor.
Taylor Kitsch
Yeah, he was in John Carter. He was also Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Right?
Damn, that is the same guy, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He also it was in another Battlefield Earth. He was in Battlefield Earth.
All right, so I mean,
you see what I'm saying? It's like great actor, just like a string of like bad luck.
Yeah.
And then I think he came back. I want to say he was in True Detective, and he was great in True Detective.
Fire,
right?
Yeah.
I don't think the season was great, but he
it
was
like
great
2?
in
Which one
it.
was it?
I think it was like 2. I want
Okay.
to say it was 2. But people recognized him as being great in it, right?
Yeah.
And so he's just one of those actors that is like, he's great, but like it's the string. And like you say, it's the game. It's
the
like,
game.
you know what I'm saying? So I really want to see the actors who deserve it get that string, get, that run.
Yeah.
And so everybody can recognize like how good they are. Because I think if you get a role, you're a good actor. Like, you got chosen for a reason, right? Like I don't like shitting on people's like performances or nothing like that. I'll question some choices, obviously, as a critic, but I feel like there's more to a performance that goes. There's more. outside of a performance that goes into a great performance.
Agreed.
Like Hugh Jackman famously credits like his editor and like the X-Men movies for like giving him a great performance.
Yeah.
Right. So like I really do feel like sometimes if the performance isn't working, something may be off somewhere else. That's just all I'm saying.
Great way to put it.
Yeah, you know. So the reason why we're here.
Talk to me.
So the reason why I decided to do this whole podcast is because I love asking people this question because you get to know a lot about the person. Plus, like, we get to talk about a dope-ass movie. Plus, it fits into the sand theme that we've been talking about, right?
Yeah.
So I asked you, what was that one movie that, like, changed your brain chemistry? Like, what's that one? I said, before I even started the podcast, I said, bro, I want to talk about people's favorite movie. And you said The Mummy.
The Mummy.
And the way you was like, bro, we got to do The Mummy. Like, we got to talk about The Mummy. And this was, like, around the time where, like, Brendan Fraser's having his big comeback because of The Whale. Like, we're all happy to see Brendan Fraser. But for people who don't know, Brendan Fraser was the guy. The guy. Every hot rapper that's a rapper right now, that was like Lil Wayne in that time, that's Kendrick Lamar right now, that was Drake before the Kendrick Lamar beef. Brendan Fraser was that guy. Yeah. Top dog. He was a movie star.
Yes.
Movie star.
Yes.
And he was doing like comedies and stuff before that, George of the Jungle and whatnot before that.
Yeah.
But The Mummy was like his Indiana Jones.
Damn.
It was his. That was my Indiana Jones growing up. I watched it before I watched Indiana Jones. Same. Right? And like, you know, my family laughed at me because I watched Indiana Jones finally. They were just, I said like, oh, that's John O'Connell.
Where's O'Connell?
Where's O'Connell? Why is this old guy pretending to be O'Connell?
Look at this. This is Harrison goddamn Ford.
They were like, he's trying to be Harrison Ford.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, nah, like he's my Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones type character, man, because he's super charismatic in that role.
Yeah.
He's again, action star, looks great in it. And I also like The Mummy, like, you know, a lot of like horror fans, they think about The Mummy, they think of like Boris Karloff's like, you know, movies back in the day. Yeah. This was like, nah, we're gonna make it a globe spanning like action adventure movie. Yeah. Right. And I remember being so stoked when I first saw that movie. Like, I'm talking like stoked out of my mind.
Same.
And when I found out that they were doing not one but two movies after that, like fucking The Mummy Returns, Scorpion King, love all three of those motherfucking movies. They did a third one. I like that movie. I like it. I thought it was dope. Jet Li, you're awesome. Jet Li is dope as shit. Yeah. But those three, bro, that was my personality for a long time.
I have so many memories tied to this film. Like, we had me and my brother shared a room growing up. Mm-hmm. We had the poster for it. We had the VHS for it. We had the video game for it. So we were just all the way in with this story. And it's like, when I think of The Mummy now, it is one of the last films that I can recall that gave you action, comedy, romance. Like it was
the first one I experienced for sure. It was like a full experience of like all different types of genre. Also horror too. The movie's scary as shit.
Hell yeah. When Imhotep first gets out of that damn crypt, bruh.
And he does that scream.
Oh, bro. And then Brendan
Fraser does his scream. It's like perfect horror, perfect comedy, right? And it doesn't undercut each other.
No.
Right? And
that's why it's so
That's why it's good. It's so fucking good.
Dog, they killed that.
And don't even get me like it's like the little things too. Like when first off the bugs that like dig into your skin.
Yeah, bro.
And then he takes one of the bugs, eats it,
dog.
And you're just like, this motherfucker crazy.
Imhotep. He's dope as hell. Great villain. Everything was for a Noxuna and like the cast. The cast is crazy, right?
The cast is great.
You got Brendan Fraser, like you mentioned, but then Rachel Weisz does an amazing job. She's so great.
That was one of my biggest crushes growing up.
Oh man, listen.
Edie. I was like, that's how I knew I wanted like a library girl. Like I want a smart girl.
We were shooting. I was on the Warner Brothers lot, and I think I was shooting ER, and this is the second or third time this happened. Constantine is getting filmed right down the way. Okay. Shia's in Constantine. Yeah. So we walked down to go see him, and they're in the middle of the scene where he gets his ass snatched up to the roof and gets slammed up there. So Rachel Weisz is there, and I freeze because I'm like, all childhood crush just hit. I'm like, oh my God. She had her mom and dad there. Oh, it was such an amazing woman. She was very nice to me, my mom, and then come to find out she's married to James Bond.
Which one?
She's married to Daniel Craig.
She's married to Daniel Craig?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
How long? They've been
years.
The whole time?
Years.
I don't know why I felt like I got betrayed.
No.
I don't know what that like. I don't know. That reaction was weird. Like I felt like she cheated on me just now.
That's blue-eyed James Bond Daniel Craig. Come on now.
I ain't mad.
Come on now.
I'm not mad.
Come
I'm
on
not
now.
mad at that. I think they deserve each other for sure.
Agreed.
You know, they're two beautiful people. They're two
Agreed.
very like. I'll use the word here. They're two very distinguished people. I think I only use that for like British people.
Distinguished.
But distinguished.
Very
They're
distinguished
two
people.
thespians. They're
Yeah.
two thespians. Love them both as actors, and like I'm happy. But like I know that I never stood a chance with Rachel. I knew this, right? But I was like, oh, it's like the door is closed.
Oh, it doesn't exist.
Like, okay, the door was already closed. I knew this.
Right. Now it's buried
Now it's
underneath
now it's bolted
the
shut
tomb
Underneath
and the
the
pyramid
tomb.
of underneath Imhotep.
with Emotep.
Yeah, protecting that door.
Oh god.
Yeah, it gets
I'm not-
deeper, man.
I'm not going near that door. But
Oded Fair did an amazing job.
John Hannah.
John Hannah's
John Hannah, the brother.
The brother.
Yeah.
But Oded Fair plays the guy.
is he like the best friend with the fucking like
No,
dope ass sword?
my man with the
Yeah.
tattoos underneath his eyes.
That's my guy.
Bruh.
That's my guy.
He pulled up and let them know, y'all keep playing with this
Yeah.
shit, and I'm telling y'all, take y'all asses on, and y'all keep playing. Okay, fine. He turns up. He has the moment with the standoff between him and O'Connell
Yep.
when O'Connell has the dynamite in his hand.
Yep.
I'm like, bro.
I'm telling he don't give a fuck. I loved him. He was the black best friend who was like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing?
What are y'all
Y'all need to
doing?
go. He was dressed in, he wasn't black, but he was dressed in black. Like, hey, get the fuck out of here.
Love him.
But-
Love that character, bro.
But I love his character throughout that whole franchise. Like, I wish he would have showed back up for what was it called? The last one. I can't remember the last one's name. Lost Kingdom or some shit. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But obviously it was like in a different setting.
Whole
So like
different
it makes
spot.
a whole different spot. But I love this character so much, especially in 2. How
Yeah.
he like led the army against the fucking like
Bruh.
that he
A bunch of Anubis ass dogs running at them, and
and he
my
was
God.
surviving. He's
Yeah.
like I'm out here.
Yeah.
Front line. That yell when they won.
It was so hard,
It was hard, bro. Like,
Oh, man.
he's great, and I just love how like he'll always just kind of like show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He's never like with the crew, but he's always just kind of like, O'Connell, come on, man.
when
Like-
when they show back up at Edie's boss's museum, and he's already up there, and
just like chilling.
he's like, bro, we been had this piece. I tried to tell y'all, man.
Y'all did it again.
Dog.
Yeah,
that
he's,
part, man.
he's an unsung hero in that movie, in those movies, man.
I watched the BTS for this film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the scene in which O'Connell comes down there and he has to fight off the other mummies from trying to kill Evie as she's tied up.
Yeah.
In the behind the scenes, there's literally no one. There's no one there. There's nobody in green CGI suits, throwing punches
Yeah,
so he
yes.
can dodge and go underneath.
It's all practical.
No one's there. He delivers every single moment in that shot as if someone is there. It's so good, bro. I got
Performing.
inspired. I was like, okay,
Performer.
if the time ever comes, I have to
You
be able
gotta
to do it
channel
like
that.
this.
You gotta channel that.
It was insane to see that,
See.
and then even all these little moments of his facial expressions, like when they threw the dynamite and they all get back for a second, he looks up, he's like,
That look.
but that's him. That's Brendan
here.
Fraser. And so, to your point, like, nah, Brendan was that guy, bro.
You know what like sticks in my mind. This is like from the sequel. The one that sticks in my mind was when he got his son, and his son had the bracelet on, and it was draining his life energy, and it was tied to like the sun. It was
sun.
like once he gets in the sun, his son's cooked,
Yeah.
right? And so he picks up his son because his son
Took
can't
off.
run no more. Hauled off in the middle of this jungle, right?
Yeah.
Just hauling off, and the whole time you see the sun just coming.
Yeah.
He's out running the sun with his son.
That's how you show the stakes of a
That's
movie
the
right there.
stakes,
Woo!
bro. And
Yeah.
the way he like dove into the pyramid, full sin with his kid in his hand. That's something that I need to know. Like, how did they get that shot? You got a full ass kid. Like, was that like a dummy kid?
I'm gonna go with that
I
one.
would say it was a dummy
Yeah.
kid, but they look real, bro. Like, cause
And
the
he
way
said
he
it.
like, whoop,
Yeah, bro.
bro, that sticks in my mind like right here, man.
Iconic shot of him getting it. Now that he's got to go kill them because Evie didn't got offed, and
Yeah.
that the music is
Yeah.
playing, and you're hearing like the
was ready.
drums.
Ready.
And then the camera switches between this side and this side, and the light switches, so you see him like
The lights,
angry.
the lights.
Boom, angry again. Oh, it was hard. That was hard.
Bro, honestly, that was like, I want to say that is what began my obsession in media when it comes to like standoffs. Like, I love it in a movie where like there's a group of characters and they all like pick somebody on the other team, and it's like a basketball game. I got him, right? And so it's O'Connell versus Emotep.
Right.
Right. The brother, John Hannah, is going off against the Nox on the Moon.
Yep.
Because like Evie's gone, so like he's ready. He's like, yo, you killed my sis. You killed my
I
sis.
gotta off you now.
Like I gotta off you now. And
Yeah.
like he's never like that through the whole movie. He's usually doing jokes. He said, nah, bro, I gotta get these hands. You gonna catch these hands now? And I'm like, okay. And then homeboy with the army. I'm like, I love that good old standoff shit.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a fucking Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know the scene that I'm talking about.
We had Liu Kang, we had Sonya, we had Jax, and Raiden. No,
Yep.
Raiden was
dead. At
Raiden
this
got
point.
off.
Yeah.
But then we had Sonya going up against Sindel.
Rain. Well, no, Sonya was going up against Rain.
Sonya was going up against Rain.
Yeah.
So Sindel was there.
Going up against Katana.
Jax went and fought Montaro.
Yep.
And then of course
And
Liu
Liu Kang goes
and-
up against Shao Kahn.
True story about
Type
the
shit.
actor who plays Shao Kahn, man. He was on the set of Holes. He showed up on the set of
What?
Holes, bro. My mom has this photo. When I saw him, I'm like, oh my God, this is Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
So I'm freaking out because you know I'm a huge Mortal Kombat guy. He was there the day that I ran on the bridge and threw the shoes off of the bridge. And he signed a photo for me. It was like, you may be 0, but I'm still always number 1.
He did not.
I will send you that photo.
He did
to include in
not.
this. Yeah.
Look, people
have
who
that.
haven't watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I swear to God, like I feel like you and I are like just kind of like
Yeah.
But I own Mortal Kombat Annihilation to this.
You
fucking
prefer
day.
that one over the first one?
I don't.
Okay, cool. But
I
there's
don't.
something about it.
But there's something
Yeah.
about it because that was like the true introduction of Jax, who's my favorite. Well, next to Johnny Cage, my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
Gotcha.
And true, they have to kill Johnny Cage to get to Jax, which I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But I love Jax kicking Notaro's ass.
Yeah.
With like that fucking kick he does, that fucking roundhouse he gives him. And then like I don't know if like nobody notices. You know me, I notice this shit like every single time. But like they ADR Jax's like grunt when he does it. Not even that. It's like this very specific one. It's like the first time he starts like getting in Notaro's ass, right?
Okay.
You hear him go, huh, and then he gives him like that fucking kick, like that jump kick. Huh, it sounds just like that, right?
Okay.
So then the final like combo he gives him a left, right hook, and then he does that dope ass roundhouse.
Yes.
Middle of it, huh, roundhouse.
I need to go back and watch Annihilation now.
Go
with
back and watch
headphones
it.
just so I can hear this.
Oh, you won't even need headphones, bro.
It stands out that
It
much?
stands out. It stands out.
Oh,
It's
my God.
kick, ba 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 ba. Huh.
Is it Spider-Woman ADR?
You don't see his mouth
Okay,
at all.
it's
So
just
it's
there.
so it's just there. So it's like that implied, like, oh, you know he said it, but they use the same one twice
I gotta hear this.
in the same fight. I was like, I love this fucking movie. I love this movie. It's the fucking shit.
I love this, bro.
But man, yeah, man. So Mortal Kombat Annihilation, shout out to that one, man. But
Yeah.
I got some facts to shoot out to you.
Okay.
Because you knew this, because I think you're the one who like brought this up to me. While everybody else was celebrating May the 4th, Star Wars Day. We love Star Wars. Star Wars is great.
Yes.
May the 4th. May the 4th was also the 25th anniversary of The Mummy.
That is correct.
May the 4th, 1999.
Yes, man.
So I'm over here like, what do we gotta do to like hijack Star Wars Day?
Yeah, right?
May the 4th and get some
We
some
need-
love for the Mummy.
Man, we need to get everybody more hyped up on Egyptian culture.
Thank you.
Maybe we
Thank
get
you.
Brendan. Like Brendan, after he won his Oscar, I know he popped out at a random screening in New
The
York.
Mummy?
Yeah, they had like the screening at a movie theater, and this was
That's
you know,
cool.
almost like a year and a half ago. And he popped out in the full uniform, the full fit, bro.
Wow.
you gotta look it up, man.
Okay.
He popped out there.
Does he
had the
look
neck
good in it?
scarf.
He looks good in it.
He's an older man.
Yeah, he's an
older
older man, yeah.
He ain't
Of
shredded.
course.
Brendan
he
Fraser
ain't,
was shredded.
He was
and big.
shredded.
Yeah, man.
Check George of the Jungle to see how shredded he was.
Yeah, man.
He was he was a whole thing. Did you watch George of the Jungle 2?
There was a 2?
There was a 2.
Who starred in 2?
I don't know. But what's funny is like they, it's a very meta movie. George of the Jungle is very meta. Like they break the fourth wall all the time.
Yeah.
And the narrator's talking about like George, and George like pops up in full face on camera, completely different guy. And the narrator goes, "What? You're not George." And then the dude literally looks at camera and says, "Brendan, too expensive for studio to afford."
What?
Dad.
Nah,
He
bro,
said something along the lines
come
of,
on.
"Studio can no longer afford Brendan Fraser."
Damn. Even back then, it was wild. Even
back
back then, Jesus. There's parts, there's things about this industry, man, that I'm glad that we get a chance to now hear some of the OGs tell certain stories. I really am.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it gives us context to understand the industry and the business that you're really dealing with.
Yeah.
You know, like we just saw Bad Boys, and you know, it's wild to know the origin story originally was never Martin Lawrence or Will Smith at all.
Right.
It was two white comedians. I'm not breaking news to you. I'm not. There's no way.
I didn't know this.
Please,
I didn't know
original
this.
Bad Boys cast.
This is gonna piss me off.
It is. You're gonna be very because it wasn't anything like what we got.
Really?
Not even close. When that's what I'm. This business is such a metamorphosis thing. It will change overnight.
Yeah, it's so fluid.
It was Dana Carvey,
Dana Carvey
Okay.
John Lovitz.
and John Lovitz.
No.
They're not gonna be.
No.
They're not gonna be Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett.
No.
But whatever the original idea was, the studio was like, yeah, we want to make this buddy cop movie, and it's gonna be called Bad Boys with these two.
And it was originally called Bulletproof Hearts.
That sounds like a movie called Bulletproof
That's
Hearts.
those two.
That's
those two.
That sounds like a movie called Bulletproof Hearts.
But we
to be
got
honest.
Bad Boys, man.
But yeah, that's
And
cool.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Hell yeah,
I like hearing stories about like how movies like could have been, like how much like I love hearing actors who were either signed on or heavily favored to do iconic roles. Like speaking of Bad Boys, Will Smith was supposed to be Neo,
Yup.
right?
Yup. And then he took that meeting and he's like, I don't understand.
He don't
what
understand.
the Wachowskis are talking about.
Which shout out to him. He was like, I ain't gonna do nothing I don't understand because
Right.
like then we probably wouldn't get the greatest product that we got with Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves does it. The rest is history.
Damn
Funny
right.
enough, Jada Pinkett, his future wife, or I don't know if they were dating at the time, was in Reloaded. So it
Yep.
was like, okay.
They still got him in there.
Yeah,
They still got him. He still
they
showed up.
still
He showed
got
up to the
it.
premiere.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was
They
there.
got the sport.
Yeah. Also turned down Django as well. Will
I was
Smith
aware of
turned
that
down
one.
Django. Yeah.
I think he was like after Wild Wild West, which I haven't watched that movie in years.
Yeah. Oh, Django?
No, Wild Wild
Oh,
West.
Wild Wild West. I
He
haven't
was like,
watched
I'm
that
not
one
doing
in
another
years
Western film. I'm not even a cowboy.
He also said that he felt like Schultz was like, it felt like he was the main character, which I'm like, I could see that. But
Yeah.
but I feel like Jamie Foxx does take command of that role. Like now, granted, Schultz did get the Oscar. Like Christoph Waltz did get the Oscar for
that role.
movie. Yeah, he won Best Supporting though. It wasn't like a lead.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're Will Smith, man. Like you could have like commanded and turned that into a leading role. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, you could have.
You
You
coulda.
could have. You're right. You could have. But
I like Jamie. I love Jamie Foxx in that role. He is Django.
have we seen Will Smith and Tarantino do anything?
No,
No.
no.
I would have been the first one. Wow.
Bro, I have a wish list of people I want Tarantino to work with.
Give me.
Eddie Murphy. Think of like Eddie Murphy is good at like fast talking dialogue. I want to pair that with Quentin Tarantino's writing.
Oh shit.
Imagine just like Eddie Murphy sitting at a table with anybody with Quentin Tarantino dialogue.
Yeah.
That shit would be fire.
Damn, brother.
Right?
That's a great combo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I also really wanted. This is like just. I want Jim Carrey to win the Oscar. I've been wanting him to win an Oscar. I feel like him and Quentin Tarantino would totally do it. I feel like give me like a weird type of like Quentin Tarantino, Jim Carrey like style character.
Yeah.
Where like he doesn't have to rely on like his facial expressions too much, but just like his like pure acting.
Yeah.
I need that.
I hear you, but I do think
It's a weird one, I know.
Jim has made it very clear that he wants no part of the game
I
to
get
that
it.
extent.
I get it.
He's
And I
like,
totally get it.
I'm good. I'm gonna pull up in Sonic and be Robotnik
And that's
and cash and be out.
let him do that. And like that was just something that I always wanted to see because I felt like Jim Carrey has always been routinely shit on because he talked out of his butt in Ace Ventura. Like we're talking
He did.
You know?
He did.
We're talking Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Banger.
Incredible. Co-star got nominated. Kate Winslet got nominated instead. Truman Show.
Banger.
Phenomenal,
Yeah.
right? Co-star got nominated. Ed Harris got nominated for that one.
Damn.
Man on the Moon. Banger.
Oh, bro.
Banger.
Man on the Moon is the one based off of
Andy
the comedian.
Kaufman.
Yeah. That film, I think it took time. It took time for people to understand what
Yeah.
that movie really was about and
Yeah.
who the hell Andy Kaufman was.
Yeah.
Now because the internet, you can do all the research. People are like, "Oh
Yeah,
shit,
he was great
Yes,
too.
yes.
Great in it. Like
Yeah.
Jim Carrey has like always like even when he's doing like the physical comedy, like I'll point to The Grinch as one of like his best like roles because most people will let the prosthetics and the makeup like act for them. He overcame the prosthetics and like overpowered it. Right? His facial expressions, his mannerisms, like his lines, like even that scene where he's like on the fucking like mountain of Whoville and he's just staring at them just seething in anger.
Yeah.
Just like Bippity bippity boo. I hate you. Hate. Double hate. Like, he is out acting prosthetics. Like, he won a Golden Globe for that shit.
I have a confession to make. I didn't watch The Grinch for the first time until this last holiday season. I went my whole life without watching it.
Bro.
But I have a very good reason.
That came out the same year as Holes, I want to say, too. That's probably why.
It came out, I want to say, it came out a little bit
2002?
after.
A little bit
Can we
after?
double check on that? Because I want to
Yeah.
make sure before I tell him.
I want to say it was like
why.
2003, and Holes was what, 2003? 4?
We just celebrated the 20th anniversary, 2003.
2003.
Yeah.
Okay, so
When it come out?
It came
I'm
out
pretty good with years.
2000. Remember?
2000.
Yeah,
Okay, it was before.
The Grinch?
Yeah.
It was before.
See it right there.
That's 2000.
Damn, it came out
Damn.
before.
Damn. So that's longer.
Way longer. So okay, then maybe I was tripping all these years.
You was just tripping, bro.
I think I was tripping all these years. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove what I was gonna tell you.
What did you think when you saw it though?
I got it. I immediately
get it,
understood
right?
because I never watched the original animated one either. I didn't know it was like 15 minutes. I was
Yeah.
like, I thought this was the whole film.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the
it's
animated
this-
one is a quick one.
Yeah, quick little jingle thing, and then the heart grows big. He does the iconic smile,
smile,
thing,
yep.
and to know that the book and that inspired Jim to, like you said,
Yep.
out act prosthetics the way he did, bro. He did an incredible performance.
Incredible job.
Hell yeah, bro.
Right? And like even the scene where he hears the Who's like singing.
Yeah.
His facial expressions when he's like realizing like it's not about the gifts.
Yeah.
Right? It's not about like just like maybe Christmas isn't about toys. Like it's like it could have been so easy for him to just sink under all that.
Yeah.
And last one I'm gonna say, because there's many moments I could point to.
Ron Howard, right?
Ron Howard directed that
Got
one,
it.
and he put his brother in that movie as he often does in all his movies.
Real one. Put
Real
on for
one.
the family,
He's a
baby.
real one.
Real one.
Oh my god, I could talk about him all day. But the fucking monologue, that like I will never get every single word right, but I remember when like it's the scene where it was like the jubilation scene,
Okay.
and give him the razor, and he scratches the car, and then he goes into this wonderful monologue where he goes like, gifts. That's what it's all about. That's what it's always been about.
Yes.
Gifts. He was like, I can hang myself with all the neckties I found at the dump. Like it's like a good like 2-minute monologue.
Yeah.
That's like so underrated. I feel like nobody really like clocks the emotion, the rage, the physical, like the physicality of it.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey is a star in that movie.
100%.
Right? And so I just want him to work with a director, because I don't think he's worked with like a Scorsese or a Quentin or even a Steven Spielberg, or like he hasn't worked with like these type of people who, I don't want to say bring it out of him,
Yeah.
but you put him in a prestige type of role like that,
Yeah.
people will be like, oh, I mean, I feel like a lot of people know, but like at least the Academy will have to take notice
Yeah.
of this shit, you know? And so that's just kind of, that's why he was like number one on my wish list, because Quentin is my favorite director. So I'm like, let me put one of my favorite actors,
With
see
that.
what we can make out of it.
I get it, brother.
know
I
what
get
I'm
when you
saying?
talked about the prosthetics. It just reminded me when I did House, and knowing how long the prosthetic process was for me for that. I can't imagine what it was like for him with that,
Telling you.
bruh.
Tell you.
Holy hell!
Did you see the video that he said how he got through it? So basically, he said that he had to talk to a Navy SEAL about how to survive torture.
Wow.
He gave him methods on how to survive torture because that's how it felt being in the prosthetics and everything, the makeup.
Yeah.
And so he said one of the things that he told him was to smoke a lot of cigarettes.
Okay.
Smoke a lot of cigarettes, and then also just randomly like hit his thigh and his leg to like snap him back into reality. And so he would say like for like hours on end, whenever he wasn't working, he would just be off to the side in costume, smoking a cigarette, smacking his leg, looking like a crazy person.
And so the fact that he has to come out and let that be known, this is what he was doing, right? Mm-hmm. I'm sure that there was the crew on set that was like, yo, Jim's going through
He's
it, man.
going
He's punching himself. Like,
Yeah.
And it's fucked up. It's like, no, that's what he had to do in order to survive what he was going through as far as the
Right.
mentality of getting in the prosthetics
Right.
and wanting to stay in character, stay focused. It's a different
And that was the
time,
whole
bro.
movie.
Yeah.
That was the whole movie. And
Yeah.
so like most people like they get into it, they get out of it, and they're like, oh, whatever. They did that the whole movie,
The
bro.
whole film,
It's
bro.
telling you.
Start to finish.
All right. So
We love you, Jim.
Love you, Jim. Okay, last few, because we still got to finish off the Mummy, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Okay.
All right. So The movie had an $80 million budget. How much do you think it made at the box office worldwide?
For The Mummy?
Yeah.
It had an $80 million budget.
$80 million budget then, yeah.
Shit, bro. That's why they could bro. Oh my God, movie money was different then.
It was. Let's blow it back.
I'm gonna blow it back. I'm gonna say it made worldwide $300 million.
Final answer?
Yeah.
$416 million.
God
worldwide.
damn.
It's a reason why I got a sequel. 416 million. Worldwide.
416 million worldwide. The Mummy #1.
Yes, 416.
Superstars.
I'm telling you, Brendan Fraser
Superstars.
was the guy.
Outta here, bro.
He was the guy. That was the guy.
That's a lot of money back then, bro.
I'm saying.
God.
I'm saying back
damn.
then. That's like I'm not a mathematician. I don't know shit about inflation, but adjusted for inflation, that gotta be like 600 mil, 700
That's
mil.
up there, bro.
It's gotta be up there. That's like approaching like the $1 million mark, like going past the halfway mark.
The studio has to know that this is what they're projecting it to do, right?
Yeah.
They take those meetings. They know the numbers. They're hoping that it does it, but these
Yeah.
are the numbers that they know if they hit each and every single one of these markers,
Yeah.
it can do this.
Yeah.
For them to get the video game out, for them to get the toys out at the McDonald's or the Burger King, whatever the two.
That's
People don't
faith.
remember there was a cartoon.
I forgot about the
There was a cartoon.
I gotta look this up now. Oh my gosh, there was a cartoon.
So
This was around the time where they were making cartoons for everything.
everything, Men in Black, cartoon. The
Godzilla.
Ghostbusters Extreme, Godzilla one, yep,
cartoon. Jackie Chan. Cartoon.
Oh, Jackie Chan Adventures was
Yeah,
such
oh
a
my
banger.
gosh.
The Talismans, oh,
The talisman, like Umo Gwe Gwe Vides out. Umo Gwe Gwe Vides out.
such a banger.
Hold on. I got this is gonna blow my mind. Mummy animated series, bro. Don't even get me. Don't fucking.
160 million is 782 today.
What the?
They almost got a
This was
bill.
on WB, wasn't it?
Yes,
Or-
it was. And it's after because that's his kid, right? That's
Huh?
his kid. That's his kid in the front.
Yes.
So this is after Mummy #2.
Damn.
Damn. Fucking crazy.
They knew it was gonna do big too because they were like, let's get the animated series. Let's get
Start
the
running it
merch
now,
up.
bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, last little fun fact.
Okay.
I'm gonna actually have you guess this one.
Okay.
So obviously there are movies that some movies we don't like that get a high Rotten Tomato score. Movies that we do like get a low Rotten Tomato scores. Some meet in the middle. What's the Rotten Tomato score for The Mummy? You think?
The
Audience
first,
score.
Just the first one.
Yeah, just the first one.
Oh, it's got to be good. I would hope it's good.
Yeah, it's got to be good.
It's got to be good.
Yeah.
I never listen. I was so blindsided by like the effect of Rotten Tomato stuff. Like years ago, like when it really started, people started talking about it. I was like, wait, people like really are affected by this?
Yeah.
I
remember
no
being obsessed
idea.
with Rotten Tomatoes when I first found out about it.
I had no idea.
I needed to know what my favorite movie's Rotten Tomato score was.
Wow.
Like I needed to know. Like when I tell you, I would spend hours going on deep dives, going like, "What was Space Jams? What was this?" And being being like upset when I would see the score. Like the fuck?
What was Space Jam?
Space. If I remember correctly, Space Jam had to be like in the 40s and below. It had to have been like 40s and below.
Okay.
43? And that pissed me off. Pissed me the fuck off. I was like, how dare you? Like, how dare you?
It's Bugs Bunny
and Michael Jordan, both at the height of their powers.
Dog.
Like, how could you?
Rotten Tomato ain't for the kids, bro. Ain't for us.
But here's the thing. The thing I had to learn about Rotten Tomatoes is like Rotten Tomatoes is just a calculator, right? It's just a calculator. It's an amalgamation of all the different critics and shit. Because before Rotten Tomatoes, I was obsessed with like Roger Ebert's reviews. He will give like the stars and like whatever, and I would get pissed off at him because he will give like my favorite movies like 1 star. Like I'm like the fuck.
Ebert and Roper was
Rotten
wild
Tomatoes
back in the
comes
day.
out. It's like, oh, it hurts more because it's not just Robert, but it's like New York Times. It's fucking like Empire. It's everybody, and they're all coming to this one like consensus, right? And people like tend to think it's just Rotten Tomatoes doing it, but it's like everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what pissed me off the most when I was like, all these people think this about Space Jam. There's more than one. And that's where the anger comes from.
We got Lola Bunny, and they sat here and give it a 40.
How the fuck you gonna give a 43% to Michael Jordan taking the basketball, stretching his goddamn arm like a Looney Tune, with Bugs Bunny going, yeah, like come on, man.
I get you.
I'm just saying.
man.
But anyway,
I get you.
what
The
do
Mummy.
The Mummy. What do you think?
If you said that they put Rotten Tomato with a 43 for Space Jam back then, I'm gonna say it was like a 58.
You're actually really close. 62.
62.
62%.
Good.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. I, like, you know, back then, if I was just discovering Rotten Tomatoes, like, and I didn't know, like, how they, like, operate, I would have been like, oh, yeah, it's easy. Like, at least 85.
Right.
Right? Like, that's an 85 movie. But now I'm like, okay, critics are probably, like, going to be, like, super critical on, like, oh, it's too much humor.
The CGI.
It's like the CGI, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the Stewart. No, man. It's fun. That shit dope. The special effects, dope. Like, Emotep, dope-ass villain. Brian O'Connor, great protagonist.
Yes.
Evie, like, super cute, super smart, strong female protagonist as well. Like, give me that shit, man. Like, like Mummy Returns, okay, like, the Scorpion King, he looked ugly. But, like, it was still cool that he was fighting The Rock.
Yeah.
In a giant scorpion, like, body.
Oh, man.
Go to hell and take your friends with you.
Bro, they really got... The fact that helped launch The Rock.
It launched
Like,
The Rock. He got his
growing
own movie off of that.
Yes,
The
dog.
Scorpion King.
It was that big. We're watching the WWE. Rock leaves for a few months because he's doing this movie. The Rock's doing this film, and then he comes back. I don't know if he changed his persona at that time.
No, he was
I don't
still
know if
called The Rock.
He didn't come back as Hollywood Rock yet.
No, he would just. Well, you mean like title as in like?
No, like
in wrestling.
In wrestling.
Oh yes, yeah.
Rock, he was like the
fell
people's
off at
champ.
that
He
time.
was the good guy. He was the baby face. But I think when he came back from shooting the Mummy 2,
yeah,
he was Hollywood Rock now.
Oh,
so he was the heel. He was talking crazy to Hulk
I remember
Hogan.
Hollywood Rock, yeah.
So that whole situation. But yeah, thank you for breaking it down like that. Now I know how that operates. That is.
Yeah, a lot of,
man.
again, because like people just look at the score, like you got to scroll down and there's like a bunch of reviews from other sites there.
Yeah.
And like, you know, a buddy of mine, 3C Films, he just got approved as a critic. He's like a YouTube like critic.
Gotcha.
So he just had like a celebration because like now he's a critic who like his counts towards the tomatoes now. It's no
Nice.
longer like an audience thing. So you guys got to know that because I feel like people get pissed off at Rotten Tomatoes and they're just like,
we just offer the website.
We just offer the website. That's all it is. Like
That's all
they
we
do
do.
like articles and stuff and rankings and stuff like that too, but they base it off of those like scores.
Got you.
So like I feel like that needs to be said. But yeah, man, 62%.
The spring cleaning scene.
And the Mummy?
Mm-hmm. When O'Connor walks into the room and throws that chair at Benny.
I vaguely remember it. It's not popping up really clear.
So Benny's in the thing. He's throwing through drawers and stuff, and then O'Connell and the old boy walk in. He was like, well, spring cleaning. And Benny takes off. And he grabs the chair by the leg.
Yeah.
That's how, you got to think of how big and yoked. You really got to be. To one hand, grab that chair. Because it's not a prop.
It was a chair.
It's a solid fucking chair.
Yeah.
And launches it at him. I laugh till this day. I've watched this movie 1,050 times, and I laugh every single time. That, and then as I got older, being able to laugh at the scene where they're talking about Emotep and what he did to old boy. He took his eyes, he took his tongue, and he's sucking them dry. That's how. Country, bro. That is the most country line I've ever heard delivered. He said, "By sucking them dry. That's how." I was like, what? Yo, whole different meaning in the new era, but we get you.
I'm going to cut that clip with the way he says it. That was perfect.
Sucking them dry, that's how. Because old boy's pissed. They took his boy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
my go-tos,
fuck.
bro.
My favorite scene, well, one of my favorite scenes from that movie that like I think about all the time. I never apply it to real life, and there's never a time to like say it, but it's just kind of like it's like a record player that just keeps going. Is when Benny, after being a bitch through the whole fucking movie, is like the door is closing on him and he can't get through. He's like, help, and he tries to help him because he still tries to help him, even though he shafted him like 100 times throughout the movie. And then door closes. Benny's now trapped in that shit forever, and he just goes, goodbye, Benny.
Goodbye.
Just like
takes off, bro.
He's just like, I tried to help you, but you were an asshole. Like, I'm out.
A lot of improv from that actor, by the way.
Benny?
Yeah, a lot of improv from
he's
him.
good.
He's good. Think about my children. You don't have any children.
children.
One day I might. Shut up. It's such a good moment. That's all improv from that actor,
Benny,
bro.
he had the crackhead energy of Ezel from Friday, and I was with it.
Don't do this.
He had the crackhead energy. He was that crackhead friend, bro.
You might have nailed it for me.
You know what I'm saying?
He has the crackhead energy of Ezel and Friday.
It was we could settle out of here right now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I got you.
I appreciate
I got you.
I love that.
I got you.
It's stupid.
He was just always he was just
Dog. When he got to playing with the chains, trying to find the right language to pray to Emotep, and then he heard.
Oh my gosh.
I know this.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you ride with me now.
That was good.
Ooh,
And he
crazy.
just, whew, okay. Fucking Benny was a bitch, bro. Bitch Benny is what I like to call him growing up. Bitch Benny. All right, but yo, I think we've been going for like an hour, maybe a little bit more. We could go for like days and days and days.
Man,
bro.
you could talk
like,
movies
dude,
and stuff for a long time.
all
brother.
fucking
I'll
day.
come back again. You say when.
Come back again, man. Absolutely, that'd be great. But thank you so much for coming, bro. I really appreciate
My
you.
guy.
Coming
Proud of you,
through,
brother.
man. No, thank you, man. I'm proud of you.
brother, man.
I'm proud of you, bro. Seriously.
man.
My grandmother still is shocked that we're friends.
Hey.
She is shocked. Like, she's like, isn't that the boy that you used to watch on the hoes that like did the hoes real
man.
fast? I'm like, yeah, that's Khleo. She's like, can you tell him that I really like him in that movie? He's really good. So, Nana, Khleo says hi.
Hi, Nana. Hope to meet you one day, love. That is beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
she's
beautiful,
great.
man.
She's great, man.
Hell
Seriously.
yeah,
But
brother.
thank you so much for coming, man. And thank you so much for watching, listening, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, watching on YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. Make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment, do what you got to do to make sure we keep this thing going. We're going to keep it going regardless. I'm going to keep making videos regardless. We're going to keep recording regardless. But make sure you guys support it. Get wrecked with Straw Hat Goofy. We will talk to you next time when we talk about the next movie.